Let's use Memex to create a custom data labeling app using Streamlit. I've created a prompt that details my specific requirements. I have Memex conversations saved as JSON files that I want to add annotations to. Memex conversations have much more structure than just user and assistant messages, so I've explained this to Memex. Memex starts by setting up an environment and installing dependencies. Throughout this demo, you'll see how Memex supports iteration, both for me instructing it to make incremental changes and also how it makes mistakes sometimes and then corrects them itself, not too different from a human using their computer. For example, just now Memex tried to run the app it created without first installing Streamlit, but it fixed this by simply installing Streamlit and then continuing. It launched the app on my computer. It did so in a way which was blocking, and that's reasonable, but I interrupted it with Control-C to run it in the background and keep iterating on its own so it can correct any errors that it encounters. Now the app is launching, and we have our app. It has all the elements I asked for: thumbs up and thumbs down buttons for assistant messages, a comment box, a way to navigate between conversations, but frankly, it's ugly and it's hard to tell that this is even a conversation. So let's start iterating by telling it to make some styling improvements. Now, disclaimer, these iterations took about 10 minutes, so I've made some edits to the recording, but all the app development took place through Memex. As we continue to iterate, let's put this use case in context. Labeling data for generative AI often involves data or labels in non-standard formats. In this case, Memex conversations have lots of function calls, code blocks, images, and SVGs in addition to user and assistant messages. There's no open source solution for me that works out of the box to label this data. But with the coding agent capabilities in Memex, we can use LLMs to create apps to our bespoke requirements in just a few minutes and for less cost than a cup of coffee. What that means is that you can quickly and painlessly create apps that are more fit for purpose to your needs. It could be a data labeling app like this, an app to browse embeddings, a dashboard, etc. The alternatives are to make do with a spreadsheet tool, or customize an OSS project, or adopt some SaaS product that requires a subscription and may not satisfy 100% of your requirements. With a coding agent, you can get data apps up and running in just a few minutes. Once you're ready to deploy an app like this, you're not locked into any one particular path. You can use Memex to help you deploy to a public cloud platform, or in this case, you could of course use Streamlit Cloud. It looks like the app is now in a pretty usable state. Let's check it out. The styling looks much more like a conversation in this iteration, with function calls, charts, and code blocks all collapsed for easier navigation, and the labeling inputs are styled much more appropriately. Furthermore, it looks like it's correctly loaded all of the conversations into the sidebar so I can browse through them by file name. This could use some further updates on the styling, but frankly, it's fine for my use case. Let's verify the data is being persisted. We'll label a row and then try to save. Sure enough, it looks like it successfully saved our labels. Natural language-driven app development is still in the early innings, but it's already proving useful. We can't wait to see what you build with it.